So Hogwarts Legacy is getting a sequel, and yes, I knew it was going to be the last one, but all right, last one. So
Hey man,
because
I'm not against us covering the fun that is Hogwarts Legacy.
yeah, because again, do not care about the Vigigam. Didn't buy the Vigigam. Told everyone I wasn't buying the Vigigam. Point for me was that funny, and
You guys hate this game, and so it's really good fun.
watching retards fight is always good fun. So we'll start off just by mentioning debate might as well be dead, because discussion is for nerds, apparently. At least this is the reasoning of the trans rights section of this boxing fight we're about to watch, which was that, no, not going to talk. Except they ended up playing the game as well and buying it, so that was the
I
whole
know,
thing.
so good, wasn't it?
Amazing. But the news has come. That
Don't hate me, but my entire childhood was Harry Potter, and I have to play it to feel validated. And yet, J.K. Rowling is currently funding the trans genocide that's going on. It's some nonsense.
all these people who have very recently become transgender remember a time in which they were happy, which is when they were a child watching Harry Potter. Before
They remember a time when they were happy, which is when they were pretending to be part of an extremely right-wing and reactionary organization.
So the news has come that Racism 2 Boogaloo is going to be published by Warner Brothers sometime next year. The neighbor.
Well, now I saw J.K. Rowling tweeting about this, and apparently this sold like 12 million copies in like the first few weeks.
Yeah.
That was a good boycott.
I think there's like 2 games that are doing better than it in history, and that's just about it. At this
Yeah,
point.
it's probably like GTA 5 or something.
Yeah, because in the time span that it's been out in the sales figures, and so Hogwarts Legacy, pretty good.
Unsurprisingly, capitalism demands a sequel.
And you can tell because I looked up. There was some like big firm that's invested in Warner Brothers, made 220 million off this recent bump. You can look at the stock of Warner Brothers, and you have the date Hogwarts Legacy was released to now. It's just gone up,
I wish I'd bought some.
and some company made like 120 million off it. And you can tell it's investors and the CEOs and whatnot who are all boomers, don't really understand any of this.
Yeah.
They've just gone money.
Well, I'm a boomer and I don't understand any of this because Harry Potter came out in the 2000s, right?
Well,
Yeah, and I was in my 20s, so I didn't watch or read or anything, right? And so I watched a few videos talking about this, like people who played the game and wanted to talk about it in a way that wasn't like, I hate J.K. Rowling, right? And apparently it's very good for people who like Harry Potter. Like, it's a faithful adaptation of the thing. It makes them feel like they're in the world. Yeah, exactly. You know, so I'm thinking, okay, good, that's nice. You know, they've got a nice thing. Like that, someone has produced something that's actually like internally consistent with the universe. And so, because this, frankly, I'm just used to having everything I like perverted, right?
yeah.
It's not just a skin suit, apparently, of Harry Potter.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, there are some aspects to this.
There are going to be aspects. Yeah, there's a trans character.
No. They made like half the cast British Empire,
Right.
which a lot of people have noticed. In all of the movies and the books, almost everyone's white. So what did Dumbledore do when he took over? Because
J.K. Rowling, latent reactionary.
apparently the history of the schools in the 1800s it was incredibly diverse, and then something happened in the in the 1890s where that went downhill, and Dumbledore changed the school forever. Because, but the news is the boycott failed, really failed. And if we go to the next one, apparently they're making a TV show out of this as well. Hogwarts Legacy TV show could be coming to HBO.
Yep.
What? Oh, that sounds terrible, but
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like much. Well, it doesn't even sound terrible because I mean,
I love Harry Potter. I'm telling you, that sounds terrible from a fan perspective.
Oh, is it? I don't know
Like,
anything about
the
Harry
movies were
Potter.
gold. The
Well,
like
that's
new prequel series they tried to make was a complete waste of time.
I never saw it.
Cursed Child, I didn't even interact with because who cares?
Right.
It's just it started with the story of Harry, ended with the story of Harry, completely perfect, like those first 3 Star Wars movies. You know, it's the story of Luke.
There doesn't need any more.
Didn't need any more.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, this was the plan all along was to make
Was to make money.
a never-ending story.
Yeah.
It's just a bad idea in my view, but whatever. It's obviously because money, and it's partly because of all those damn transphobes who bought the game, and
Who made such a big deal about this game as well. If they hadn't been whining about it, I wouldn't have known about it.
But some of the people who enjoyed the whining, such as the transphobes, I follow a group on Facebook that are openly transphobic. Good guys. Because they decided to go out and buy a load of copies of the game and just give it away to kids in the hospital. So,
Thanks, mister.
yeah, they ran out of copies. Anyone know good games? I'll donate the copies to some kids holding on one for PS5 and Xbox copy.
Children ward at my local hospital. Oh, no.
This is a really sweet forum on
Yeah.
Facebook, by the way.
Yeah.
Just good guys. But they're partly the reason why this is happening. And it turns out all that bullying didn't pay off. It wasn't worth it.
No kidding.
No, and we can go see the trans bullying, the attempts that they made, because this Twitch streamer, for example, who is what they are, but that's
Is a man
back
with
to
a
normal
woman's
world.
avatar, yeah.
I don't know who this is actually, but they
All VTubers are men.
they were brought to tears by the harassment, and then eventually just gave a speech there where they were like, "I don't care, I'm going to play the game. Go to hell, losers." And it's like, oh, that's good.
Isn't it
It's
strange?
another individual who's been moved.
Setting yourself against the Harry Potter franchise was actually not a tactically sound maneuver.
No, you're not going to win that one. And
I might have to read Harry Potter at some point.
I watched the movies. I told you.
Yeah, you did say that.
But the retards who are engaging in harassment haven't learned their lesson and are now pretending to be offended whenever you call them harassers,
Oh,
which is quite funny.
maybe you should stop harassing people.
So if you click on the first one there, it's about the Twitch streamer who was brought to tears, and then the response is absolutely justified and well deserved from local transgender person. We'll go through some more images on here.
We're the party of compassion.
She should have not played it at all. Stupid B word. Lovely person.
So there are a bunch of males who have transitioned and now insulting women on the internet.
Yeah, some other person here. Just death threats to J.K. Rowling because they've got nothing else going on.
Clearly saying, look at those eyes.
Need some drama in their life, I presume.
No mental health issues here.
Keep going, please, John, so we can see more. Twitch streamers are all horrible people, and one could get cancer, and I would literally giggle from lovely trans chap.
Really representing their community well.
You go out of that image, scroll down, because then there's some subsequent tweets in that thread where he's just put some more images, and it just never ends of these people. Oh, it's not showing up, but whatever. They just continuously go on. Let's go to the next link, because maybe it's in there. But I don't know, this one is Reddit, who decided to jump on with the trans lobby to try and bully everyone. Do you think Reddit won?
No?
Now, the might of Reddit was defeated, and they tried to defend that J.K. Rowling was actually Hitler,
It's like Ukraine 2.0.
because how are we going to prove that Hogwarts Legacy and Hitler are in the same room? Well, they decided to cite the New York Times piece
Oh, yeah.
defending J.K. Rowling, and then cited that the New York Times in 1922
Ah,
was slightly positive about that Hitler chap who was up and coming.
they were, yeah.
And in
Yeah,
which
lots
case-
of people were, actually.
Hogwarts Legacy.
So what they're saying is that in about 15 years' time, J.K. Rowling is going to be rounding up transgender people and putting them into death camps.
Presumably. I don't know what else is going to be.
To be fair, politics in the last 5 years has been quite surprising. So, I didn't.
Who knows what might happen?
Well, that's the thing.
Probably not that.
Since about 2016, 2017 onwards, it's been kind of crazy, right? So who knows?
Well, we'll go to the next one here because we can see the people who are actually engaging in minor petty vandalism here are the leftists who
Yeah.
turn up, violating adverts for the game. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
this is a
yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy sign that just has "Don't support turfs" graffitied on it.
Yeah, that
Great.
worked.
And the media are still moulding about the whole situation.
Good.
Vox still moulding. Can Harry Potter ever be okay?
More Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Haven't we had enough Harry Potter?
No.
Well, I mean, that's my opinion. I think we've had enough. but,
Average
like,
Harry Potter fan is
yeah,
just like,
strangely once
Pink's
more.
for girl daddies. We'll go forward on that.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just we'll go to the Nexus mods because it's something I really want to talk about. The modders are hard at work whilst
Yeah.
everyone was molding. Someone made a World War II German wand.
As in a Luger or something.
Yes,
Right.
don't know what you'd use that for, but that's been allowed on the modding scene. Which is interesting because we got the CJ mods. Someone ported in CJ, and you can play as him with a Glock. Which you can kill people there by shouting Avada Kedavra. And,
Yeah.
kills them. In case you don't know Harry Potter, Avada Kedavra is the death spell. It's one of the,
Oh, really?
the unforgivable curses that will kill someone instantly.
Oh, right. And
kill
what?
it.
And every school child can do this.
You can learn it. It's the dark arts. You're not meant to.
Right.
It's meant to be kept from kids for school shooting purposes.
Yep.
But whatever. Then we'll go to the band mods because that's more interesting.
Hmm.
We mentioned previously there were some others, but this the Sienna Ryan bug fix of the voice was banned.
Yep.
This one was banned. Not safe
The
for work.
trans character is not allowed to have a more feminine voice.
No. The Professor Garlic painting mod was deleted for being not safe for work.
What was the painting mod?
Go to the next one. It was essentially this, but with more sex.
Oh,
Because
okay. Well, I mean, I can understand why they're banned.
yeah, okay, that might be reasonable to ban.
Harry Potter is meant to be wholesome, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the people who are playing it are all like 20 plus at this point. Because as you say, it came out in
Sure, but it might be kids as well. So I can see where they're like, yeah.
Hogwarts Hub. That got banned. I think this might be fake, actually, but 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 the Professor Garlic thing was definitely real. There's also the Centaur Not Safe for Work mod, which added genitalia to all the centaurs. That got banned.
Good.
Yeah, these ones make sense. I can see
yeah.
the reasoning here.
Yeah.
If we go to the ones that didn't make so much sense, I mean, of course, there is the voice fix mod that got banned for being
Yeah.
transphobic, for saying that trans women should sound like women.
But literally, when they transition and take the hormones, it changes their voice.
There was also the paler skin mod was banned because it was really hard to make a character who was actually white because the sliders aren't going far enough
Right.
for some reason. Don't know who did that, the dev team.
Yeah.
But a load of people from Iceland, Sweden, and Norway.
Like, we're not being represented here.
Literally, I can't look like myself.
No Celts are allowed,
So
which
someone-
is kind of based, actually.
Someone made a white skin mod and then they banned the white skin mod. For some reason. Just no whites. This wasn't the only one. They also banned a mod that, represented Dumbledore's vision of Hogwarts. It's called the No Mores mod. So it changed the skin tone of the class to represent 1800s England
Oh, that's definitely needs to change.
instead of Fantasyland England, which is what people were doing instead.
Instead of modern London.
And you might think, who cares? Because, of course, it's all fantasy world. But as you pointed out before, when Mrs. Rowling decided to make the movies, what did she insist
She was
upon?
like, no foreigners.
She insisted it be very, very British and adhere to actually what a traditionalist British setting would
the
be.
more I learn about Harry Potter, the more I realise this is like a high-level right-wing fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, the Gun Club stuff we'll get to in a minute. Anyway, it could be worse. I mean, it could have been this mod.
Spider-Man Human Holocaust.
Yeah, this was for a Spider-Man game. So, the Hogwarts scene isn't infested with that. It's instead infested with people who are like, I love tradition.
I mean, I guess.
And centaur dongs, apparently. Weird Venn diagram crossover, but there we are. Zoomers for you.
Yeah.
We'll go to the last one here, because, of course, Nexus mod is no strangers to real-life issues
Current
as well.
thingism.
Yeah, this is for Fallout 4. Fallout 3 doesn't have any of this, just Fallout 4.
Right.
They also have Confederate flags, in case, I don't know, you feel like presenting Nova Rossier or something. But I wanted to really go to the Tale of Mary Sue. The outlet, which...
I haven't looked at the Mary Sue in a long time.
I know, right? I remember it from your old videos.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
joy
Yeah.
It has provided to all
Yeah.
of us.
It's been a long time.
And, of course, they fell to the inclusivity brigade. They became intersectional feminists.
Of course they did.
And their moulding about all of this, I think, is going to be something to enjoy. A delicacy, perhaps. February 15th. J.K. Rowling appears to sick lawyers on Queer Critic for, open brackets, arguably accurate, close brackets, saying her views align with Nazis.
Arguably accurately, eh?
Yeah, you may wonder what this is about.
I actually saw this because this was one of the best humiliations of a transgender activist I've ever seen.
Who was like, J.K. Rowling's a Nazi, and J.K. Rowling went, okay, I'll sue you for defamation. And won. And,
Didn't even win. It got instantly cucked.
yeah, and that's why the Mary Sue had to put arguably accurate in quotes. Because like, it's my honest opinion, don't sue me.
Yeah, when they say arguably, though, that's our opinion. That's our opinion. It's like, yeah.
And then we go to the 19th of February. Hogwarts Legacy Purchase Simulator skewers the but the developers argument.
Are we not going to read through that apology? Because it was a good apology.
We've done it before, so I don't want to go over it again. But the Hogwarts Legacy Purchase Simulator, you heard about this?
No.
It simulates you purchasing the game. So if you want to buy the game but don't want to support the, fascists, you can pretend to buy the game.
And what, do you download a pirate copy or something?
No. It's a funny plugin. Do you find yourself in a moral quandary torn between giving your money to transphobes and anti-Semites or supporting the developers?
No. I don't.
I don't either.
But I'm just not interested in buying Hogwarts Legacy.
The simulator's game begins with the Warner Brothers CEO, David Zaslav, addressing the player, asking them to buy the game because the developers worked really hard and deserve their reward. People have take this excuse for buying the game at face value. Rowling's bigotry has been able to run away with it, despite the fact that the game developers are paid an agreed-upon amount prior to the game's release. That amount isn't impacted by sales. Zaslav is then countered by a woman named Ashley, reminding you that the game is directly associated with Rowling. Remember, she receives royalties from it.
Yep.
And that Rowling uses her Harry Potter royalties to campaign directly against trans rights.
Yeah.
From here, you get to start making decisions about whether you're going to buy a copy of the game or not. Even if you do, It turns out that one copy isn't enough.
This is so cope.
I love how
This is so bad.
transphobic Facebook group I'm on agreed, and we're like, no, it isn't enough. I'm going to buy 10 for the kids.
But imagine making a game about this game and the moral quandary involved in it.
I think halfway through coding this game about the game, what am I doing?
Well, exactly, but just the amount of space this takes up in your thought process.
Finally, Rowling herself appears at the end of the game to congratulate you
Satan, the big boss.
for defending sex-based
Like the
rights.
cyber demon in Doom.
If you brought enough copies, she'll congratulate you for defending sex-based rights. And that's how you know if you're really on the side of women, is how many copies of Hogwarts Legacy you brought.
Yeah.
We brought neither, so I mean,
Yeah.
we're not on the side of women, obviously. No. Or she will berate you
not, no.
for silencing women if you don't buy it. So we're on the silencing women train.
Yeah.
So there we have it.
I'm on the silencing women and trans women train.
If you want to, the reason I mentioned it's a tale of the Mary Sue is because that two articles, not a lot. John, just scroll. Just keep scrolling down and down and down.
Wow, they're really bothered by this, aren't they?
And down and keep going and keep going. And would you like some tea, Carl?
Yeah, I would actually, because they're really bothered by this.
Yeah, this is the way their site works is that every article about Hogwarts Legacy is put into the same page.
Right.
And these are all about Hogwarts Legacy. These are all the whining.
Right.
Should we leave?
I mean, I'm certainly not going to read all of that.
How many words do you write on a subject? I mean, I get a bit bored doing a few segments about the same thing. I mean, the only reason I've kept doing these Hogwarts Legacy pieces
these have been gold, man.
it's because there's been so much. It's been funny.
I've been enjoying the Hogwarts Legacy segments.
How much salt do you have? How many words are you writing? Oh, now we finally left Hogwarts Legacy, have we? There we are. I think it ends about there. So there we have it. After about 1 billion words, the Mary Sue are like, well, I'm done.
We're not obsessed, you're obsessed.
Yeah, I'm just going to go through some of my favourites. So, first one here. Transphobes have come up with Harry Potter dog whistles for their hate speech.
Excellent.
I get a lot of anti-trans people commentating Avada Kedavra on my videos now. You know that curse from earlier?
Yeah.
YouTube need to recognise this as harassment and a death threat. So they need to ban the word Avada Kedavra.
Because that means we're going to kill trans people.
So Harry Potter has to be banned because it's... Okay. Harry Potter has sadly become a tool for hate, writes local trans person whining.
Okay.
Avada Kedavra, an Aramaic phrase that translates to I destroy as I speak, is one of the 3 unforgivable curses in the Harry Potter series. But that's not the funniest one. The funniest thing from the Mary Sue is Jews. Yeah, I didn't see this, but the Mary Sue looked at the goblins in the game and reverted to being Karl Marx and seeing things that weren't there. We'll start off with this article. The anti-Semitism of Harry Potter returns in Hogwarts Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just talking about the John Stewart criticism. Who are the goblins in the Harry Potter universe? Ponders Mary Sue herself to a room of...
If only we had an answer.
To feminist women after a speech about Palestine. They are small...
I love that they're looking at this picture and being like, yeah, that average Jewish person, isn't it?
Ragnarok's Goblin Rebellion, truth or gobbledygook. They are small in stature and possess dark, slanted eyes. Hook-shaped noses. They are often described as greedy and control a large portion of the wizarding economy through the magical banking system. Starting to see the problem, says Mary Sue.
I certainly am.
No, I'm not, Mary Sue.
You really started to wake me up on this.
Tell me more, Miss Sue.
Yeah. Great point, Mary Sue.
According to the Harry Potter mythos, goblins revolted against the wizards in an insurgency movement known as the Goblin Rebellions. Per the Harry Potter Compendium, this happened for a number of reasons, including the lack of goblin representation in magical parliament, attempts to enslave goblins as house elves, stripping of wand privileges, wizard attempts to control Gringotts, the bank, our brutal goblin slayings of innocent non-goblins.
Well, I can understand the goblins wanting to revolt.
I don't...
There's not really anything to do with...
What's that got to do with Jews?
Yeah. I mean, there have been plenty of... I guess they're drawing a parallel between Jewish revolts against Rome, but that's not really what that was about.
I don't really think the Jews in Palestine were revolting against the Romans, being like, I want representation in the Senate.
No. Obviously,
I mean,
no.
you're the history buff. So.
Yeah, no, they absolutely weren't.
Yeah, sounds a lot like wizarding stuff. One privileges.
Sounds like stuff that was made up for Harry Potter.
But no, Mary Sue is writing that and then looking at you going, According to the designers of the game, players will be able
They
to
didn't
make...
destroy the second temple of the goblins or something, did they?
They're able to make the decision in the game whether to oppose the Goblin Rebellions. Yes, you read that correctly. You can support or oppose the movement. And considering that Ragnarok is said to have ties to dark wizards, the game seems to be of the opinion that the moral choice is to crush the rebellions, thereby returning goblins to subjugation.
Side with Hadrian.
After all, that's how it happened in the Harry Potter canon. The goblins lost, just like the Jewish rebellions of 1950.
Well, no, the Jewish rebellion like 87 AD and then 130 AD, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it has no relevance to what they're describing.
No, not at all.
So again, I'm not...
Like, there wasn't a Jewish rebellion against the British Crown or something.
I mean, I'm familiar with the criticism was goblins and money and therefore
Sure.
medieval fairy tales. But the Mary Sue is trying to stretch this as much as possible to be like, yeah, see, aren't they Jews? And it's just like, I please leave my house.
Logs into Hogwarts Legacy. White human male named Titus.
But if we go to the next one here, because there's more of that. This one, they may have more of a point. Hogwarts Legacy players are already finding more troubling anti-Semitic references. Such
On
as...
the Mary Sue website.
No, in the game as well. Holy moly, the fictional 1612 Goblin Rebellion in the game coincides with a real historical murderous riot against Jews in 1612 known as the Pogrom of the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, which one?
There's also a lot of Jewish horns.
Oh, yeah.
Which, can we have a look at the Jewish horn in the game? There we are. So, you've got the Rosh Hashanah horn over there, and then if you go to the right, we can see the horn in game, labelled as the Goblin Artifact, which...
used by the goblins during the 1612 rebellion. I mean...
That, again, doesn't make sense, because the Jews of 1612 in the Holy Roman Empire weren't rebelling. They were being killed.
Yeah.
So...
But I'm starting to see where they're coming from, though.
There are some funny aspects.
That is a bit of a weird dog whistle.
It's
right?
obviously because I don't think they actually picked 1612 because they were like, haha, 1488, gonna hide it in there somewhere.
I mean, I can see that the Mary Sue could draw that connection, though. It's kind of
interesting. But we'll get to the BBC because this is where looking back at the past, I think, has us the greatest fun. Because you remember this? Harry Potter became a rallying cry.
Yes, against Orange Man.
Yes, to destroy Orange Man. To stand up for Obama, our hero. What did he do in the Middle East? No one knows.
What I love about this is it takes on a very British sort of anti-American spirit.
But if you scroll, because it's all American leftists who were doing this back at the time, and you just the images is all you need to show people here. We'll read them, I suppose. So we'll go with that first one if we scroll back up so we can read it. And it's someone with a sign that says, "When I said I wanted real world to be more like Harry Potter, I just meant the magic stuff, not the entire plot of the book. With government refuses to do anything about deadly threats."
So all the what?
Okay. She's saying that
So the teenagers love to rise up and fight back, right?
a lot of these signs are all about mass shootings in American schools.
Right.
And they're like, you know what the government should do is put someone in charge who will get rid of all the wands. And that's just like the book.
Just like in Harry Potter, where none of them have wands.
Yeah, no. I mean, all of this aged quite poorly. I mean, if you go to the next one, the image, then we can see the image on there, please. Then we can see more of that. So people talking about fear in our schools, protect our kids, not guns.
If Hogwarts students can defeat Death Eaters, our students can defeat the NRA. How did they defeat the Death Eaters?
With the leaflet campaign.
Ah.
And when that failed...
When the government banned the Death Eaters, right?
They cracked out the T-shirts.
Now, like I said, I don't know what a Death Eater is, but I'm assuming it's some sort of villain, given the name.
They work for the terrorists. So they're essentially the school shooters.
Terrorists?
Yeah, well, Voldemort's the terrorist.
Right. Okay.
They're essentially school shooters. And the way they were defeated in the school was not a leaflet campaign.
So they're arguing to arm the students.
But they don't know this, because this is the thing. Like the meme at the time was read another book.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them read the books. I don't think any of them understand anything. I mean, keep scrolling, there's more images of that.
I mean, that's literally an argument to arm students.
Yeah, if you actually do what you're talking about. Dumbledore's army, still recruiting.
Free wand.
Don't you need a gun?
Yeah.
If you're going to be an army?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Doesn't make any sense, but there's some quotes in here.
Dumbledore did not die for this to keep happening. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, Dumbledore died in the books for gun... whatever. They say, the BBC, while some critics have accused Rowling of creating a conservative traditional picture...
I keep making the point.
This is written years before any of this.
Look at them all there with their weapons.
Kind of based. She has argued that this was
Arm the
never her
kids.
intention.
Put them in a hierarchical school.
I mean, keep the camera on that image, because the thing is, I'm just looking at that, and you remember all those memes that are like,
Yeah.
you know, Republicans, they're arming their kids, how disgusting.
No, great point. When was this written? Like 2016 or something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
So the great point that, like, you know, I can see why the leftists be like, well, hang on a second, isn't this just a right-wing power fantasy? Because it kind of is.
I mean, in the Order of Phoenix, they literally just set up a gun club to rebel against the government, who's not dealing with the terrorists.
Based.
Because
I can't believe I've never watched Harry Potter.
the government wants them to all be completely unable to defend themselves, like the British government. Exactly like the British government, in fact. While she was writing that book, that's exactly what was happening.
J.K. Rowling's making some great points.
Expelliarmus, this disarmament spell, is a go-to spell for Hogwarts kids, tweeted another person. Quote, disarmament is the hashtag March for Our Lives strategy, both literally and rhetorically. But
You need a gun to do it.
Yeah, like, you have to use a wand to get rid of someone else's wand. Only a good guy with a wand can stop a bad guy with a wand. You actual morons.
This is great, honestly.
Hufflepuffs for gun control.
Harry Potter red-pilled the millennials.
Hermione used knowledge, not guns. No, she was the leader of the gun club. she was the one teaching people to do the most messed up spells possible. Okay, yeah, maybe they didn't read the book. But anyway, I mean, this is the same...
You know, I wasn't going to be that guy who got into Harry Potter for culture war reasons, but I'm starting to think about it now.
I feel like we need to start cosplaying. Like, I want to see the next right-wing march all be people in Harry Potter uniforms. Like, that's the new right-wing swag.
Well, that's what this is. And the BBC are right. This is definitely very conservative.
And it's kind of hilarious that this ever became a left-wing meme for a while. I mean,
I don't know how they squared it with themselves.
no, I don't think anyone paid enough attention, seemingly. But it's obviously the opposite. But the parents of these, you know, kids who have become...
Kids who are having fun, yeah, let's let them have fun.
Yeah, but the parents who have become... Well, they're all old enough to be parents now. They're losers.
Why have they got Zs on their foreheads?
Because Harry has a scar from where Voldemort tried to kill him.
Oh, right.
And his parents sacrificed themselves to save their son.
Oh, right, okay.
Again, for family values.
Right, yeah,
What really matters is the
Yep.
family.
Yep.
Take care of the family.
Yep. Personal sacrifice.
Carry on the family's legacy.
Yep.
But we'll go to the last thing here, which I just wanted to show, which is I mean, the people who are, you know, the leftists here, they do this kind of stuff to kids. This is what they want their kids' future to be, instead. So
I would rather kids be brainwashed into Harry Potter than this.
yeah, and go to Harry Potter World. It's just south of London. If you're ever visiting the UK or in the UK, it's good fun. You can get the butter beer around the back, the triple decker bus.
Yeah, I had to go there a while ago before the lockdown. It is quite good, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even mocking it. I genuinely recommend it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I guess we're looking forward to Racism 2, the game. Maybe the modding scene will be less weird. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the premium articles, this one on Cambridge's colossal lack of judgment and Eton's woke mess, with an audio track for silver and gold tier listeners, of course. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, it's on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.